So we just got an interesting update about our favorite merc with a mouth, and that's Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool Wade Wilson in the Deadpool movies, and of course recently Deadpool and Wolverine. And he talks about how he could probably show up in Avengers 5 and 6. However, he also talks about how Deadpool is more of an outcast, more of a solo worker, and that he shouldn't be joining a team, because if he does join a team, then that's pretty much the end of the journey right there. And I'm going to get into details about what he meant for that, with that, that statement in just a bit. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click on the notification so you don't miss anything. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now. So Reynolds gives an update on Deadpool's return in Avengers 5 or 6. One of the things that Deadpool and Wolverine perfectly executed in the introduction is the introduction of the two main characters into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. So the movie was a major success for Marvel and Disney. No doubt, it made over $1 billion, effectively ensuring a place for both characters in the overarching storyline of the franchise. In a new interview, Ryan Reynolds, who portrays Deadpool, spoke on whether his character would appear in Avengers 5, Avengers Doomsday, and Avengers 6, Avengers Secret Wars. Ryan Reynolds on whether Deadpool will be in Avengers 5 or Secret Wars. So when asked during the new interview if fans could expect Deadpool and Wolverine in Avengers 5 and 6, Reynolds played coy and said that he didn't have any updates. However, he did voice his opinion on whether Deadpool should ever become an Avenger or an X-Man. There are no updates to share just yet, Reynolds told The Hollywood Reporter, but I trust Kevin and Lou D'Esposito, a filmmaker and Marvel executive producer, with my life. The character trait I love most about Deadpool is that he's a fanboy, and his enthusiasm and longing to be a part of a team is really endearing to me. It's his overarching wish fulfillment story, but I don't think he should ever be an Avenger or an X-Man. If he becomes either, we're at the end, he cautioned. Reynolds corrected the interview when the latter asked if that meant Deadpool will not appear in an Avengers movie. So just the opposite. I think Deadpool works so well appearing with the X-Men and Avengers, but he always needs to stay an outsider, he elaborated. So he can always collaborate with the Avengers or the X-Men, but not officially be a part of the team. Basically, if the Avengers need an extra hand in a mission or a job or something that requires anybody, and I mean anybody, you don't have to have superpowers. I mean, look at Hawkeye. If anybody can be a part of that fight, then they can always rely on Deadpool. But being a permanent member of the team, I don't think so. I think he also works best alone as well. Honestly, I don't look forward to Deadpool to ever be a part of any team at all, but it's always great to have other team members or having him be a part of a team temporarily to complete the mission of, let's say, a movie. So in this case, Deadpool teamed up with Wolverine, but it didn't make him an X-Men. He just teamed up with Wolverine, and we got ourselves a movie that featured Wolverine in it. So there you have it, basically. So the Spirit actor went on to underline the dichotomy between with what Deadpool wanted and what he could get. His ultimate dream is to be accepted and appreciated, but he can't be accepted, Reynolds explained, adding, his coping mechanism of deflecting shame through humor works only when he used to pave over his many inadequacies. Reynolds reiterated that Deadpool joining a team would mean we're at the end of his journey, quote unquote. Notably, Doomsday is slated to premiere in the US theaters on May 1st, 2026, and Secret Wars on May 7th, 2027. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. Deadpool can't really become a part of a team, fully a part of a team officially or whatever. But if he's going to be needed by, let's say, the likes of Captain America, and Captain America believes in him, Deadpool will gladly join on the mission, whether he has to join the team temporarily just to complete a mission or whatever. And if it makes Cap happy, which Deadpool is actually an actual, Captain America fanboy, because not only did he display that in Deadpool and Wolverine, but he's actually a Captain America fanboy in the comic books. So if you ever read the comics, like I have read plenty of Deadpool comics, Deadpool is a huge Captain America fan, and I think he will do that. I think he'll listen to what Cap has to say. I think if Cap told him to dial down the humor and the jokes and, maybe the language, like Cap says in Avengers Age of Ultron, I think Deadpool will do anything that Cap has to say. And I think we'll have Deadpool, being an actual functioning member of the Avengers team. A temporary member, that is. All because Cap told him so. Cap will probably make sure that Deadpool stays in line. And I think Deadpool will just pretty much listen to whatever he has to say. And therefore, it'll allow the Avengers, Secret Wars and Doomsday to be, PG-13, if anything. Because Cap is keeping him in line. And that's just my theory. Because if Deadpool is always cracking jokes at the expense of everybody else, you know, suffering, dying, getting hurt, whatever. And if he's doing it consistently all the time, it could probably be a little bit overwhelming, maybe a bit annoying. And just to balance that out, somebody like Captain America, for example, would probably have to keep Deadpool in check. That's just my opinion, and I think that's how Deadpool could work. The humor can definitely be there, and he may be a show stealer because it's Ryan Reynolds and he's awesome in pretty much everything he's in. Still, there's got to be a balance because a lot of the characters are quite serious. You know, some characters are a little bit more humorous than others, but a lot of them are quite serious, and it's a catastrophic event that's going to be happening in Doomsday and in Secret Wars, especially Secret Wars, where like pretty much all of them get teleported to a place or a world called Battle World, and they got to duke it out pretty much. And you know, a lot of storylines will unfold in that movie. At least that's what I'm expecting to happen. And I think Secret Wars will be a two-parter kind of movie where there will be a part 1 and a part 2, kind of like how we got in Avengers Infinity War and then Avengers Endgame, which were technically originally titled Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. But not this one. I think we're going to get 3 more Avengers movies as well. So it'll be Doomsday and then Secret Wars, but Secret Wars Part 1 and Secret Wars Part 2. I'm just saying, I think Secret Wars needs 2 parts because it's a pretty long comic book storyline. As far as which they're going to be borrowing from, I think they're going to be doing a mix of the two, from like the classics to the 2015 version. And obviously they're going to be borrowing from, like, you know, when where Doctor Doom was Emperor Doom in the comic books. But that's just my theory. That's how I see it. But what are your thoughts about Deadpool? Should he actually really be a loner like Ryan Reynolds suggests, or should he actually really be part of a team, whether it be the X-Men or the Avengers? Are you satisfied with Ryan Reynolds' thoughts about this? You let me know your thoughts. As always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notifications so you don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.